How to make $1,000 a month in passive income in 2025. I'm gonna give you the lay of the land of what passive income means in 2025, how to generate it, and how specifically to get to that $1,000 a month number. Now, I've generated that $1,000 a month number and more in a bunch of different areas simultaneously, and it's really helped me to where I am right now. I'm 8 years into trying to figure out passive income and what that means for my lifestyle, how to generate it, how much I need, how feasible it is, so I can give you guys a wealth of information. It's what I do full time right now. I'm not selling you a course. I'm just giving you guys the lay of the land. Most of passive income is too large scale for you and me to compete, so I don't really mind giving you the keys to the kingdom here, but it is hard work, I will be honest. So before we get into it, please hit the subscribe button. I would really appreciate it. It would absolutely make my day. I'm trying to grow this channel. I have another YouTube channel, but I've forgotten how hard it is to grow these channels, and I've posted literally hundreds of videos for you guys to browse and learn from, and I'm just trying to get the channel monetized, so I would really appreciate if you hit the subscribe button. It's absolutely free for you guys to do, and if you find the content to be interesting or helpful, let me know in the comment section below and just give it a thumbs up. It really helps the channel, and I would really appreciate it. Thank you guys in advance. All right, the keys to the castle. There's a bunch of different aspects we're gonna start here. We're gonna start with the general framework of what passive income means in 2025 and how it's generated, and then I'm gonna give you guys some actionable areas that not only that they're gonna be successful in 2025, but I'm also finding success right now as I'm filming this video with these things. And they're things that I've done over periods of time, and I kind of have a lot of sticks and a lot of fires, and I can tell you guys which fires are firing right now and which fires are dying. So we're gonna look at a bunch of different data, or a bunch of data was looked at in the formation of this video, so you guys can take the most out of it. So number one, everything you need to know about passive income is passive income doesn't always truly exist, right? When people think about passive income, the most common thing they think about is real estate and having a rental property and renting it out. But real estate, if that is the best possible outcome, still is only passive, because maybe you have to, like, in the best case scenario, you hire a management company and then you still have to do some work every year, and there's work involved, right? So that's the best passive income you're ever gonna get. When people talk about passive income online, there's either work involved or it's total BS, and you should stay away from it because nothing in between exists. Now, what passive income really means is kind of like it means two things. It means generating income long term and lowering the amount of work to the growing income that you can bring in, or front loading work and having it pay off long term. So YouTube is a great example of it's a lot of front loading, and then your rewards, your generational long term are passive income. Although you're still working, you're growing your rewards more than your work that you're actively putting in. So it's kind of like front loading your work. Or like designing something. It's like designing a t-shirt. Then you get to sell the t-shirt forever, but the design work was up front. And then you don't really have to redesign it every time you sell it. So it's kind of like passive, but that's what we're achieving right now. Not to let you guys down, but passive income starts slowly. I can tell you guys right now that I don't want to be disappointing. I'm gonna give you, this is the most real video on passive income you're ever gonna watch. It's going to take time. Your goal should be to get yourself to $1,000 a month by the end of 2025 if you're watching this at the start of 2025. It might take you about a year, if you're successful, to get to that $1,000 a month period of true like passive income where you're not really putting a ton of work in. Although the incentive if you get to that number is you keep front loading your work in hopes to get to a bigger number later down the line. All right, number one is going to be something that a lot of people talk about, and it's kind of went through this lull, is print on demand on Amazon. This is an extraordinarily competitive space with extremely low margin, and it's really hard to compete. And I hate this being number one, but I can't help but tell you guys because I keep getting monthly deposits from Amazon, and I haven't done a design in like 3 years, and it's just growing. Now, what I did on Amazon many years ago was put up a bunch of designs and compete when it was at its most competitive during COVID, but I can tell you now from 3 years, I'm consistently getting money and commissions from my design selling, and it's growing. And the more my design sells and the more reviews it gets, blah, 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 it's growing. So print on demand on Amazon has to be on there. I did clothing design. I did all kinds of branded design. They basically fulfill it. All you have to do is design the work, put it on print on demand on Amazon, do a little bit of SEO, and they basically take the reins. You could do a little bit of work to promote it and stuff, but honestly, I wouldn't. I prefer the hands off. It's really slow to start, but I'm like I think the last time I uploaded design was like 3 years and 6 months from the day of filming this video. I got very little return for the first 18 months, honestly. And now I'm getting like, it's real money. Like it's surprising money. I'm really happy that I did it. And I haven't touched it other than making sure that I file my taxes for it in years. What should you do here? Just be creative. Do something that fires you up, you know, interests, what you find funny, whatever it is. You're creating memorabilia that follows trends or makes people, you know, enjoy it. The best thing that I can recommend is if you're into something, go try to find memorabilia and t-shirts about that. And if you feel like you're missing something, create what you're missing. That's the best way to do it. Kindle, I know you guys are gonna hate me because we're like hitting on the Amazon thing, but the Kindle world is like Amazon, just the recurring revenue. It's as close as you're gonna get to passive income. This is another thing, where during COVID it was very competitive. It's also very competitive right now with the use of AI, but there are less people getting into it. There are more people creating more volume, but less people getting into it. And what I'm seeing and what I'm finding is that Amazon and the algorithm wants more authors and they want to try new things. And I've had some success, I'll be honest, writing things with AI and publishing them on the Kindle platform. And this is as close as it gets to real passive income. I will be honest, this isn't going to be a huge earner unless you're actually writing your work, but I've done a few travel guides, a few things like that with the use of AI and a little bit of time, and they've had some reserves. Talking a couple $100s for a couple hours over a few months. It's real money, but it's gonna be harder to get to your $1,000, but this is true passive income and it seems to be working, so I wanted to mention it. Okay, and our last thing, this is kind of like a hidden, really big earner that nobody is talking about right now, but it's still like one of the biggest commerce platforms ever, and it's selling on eBay. And you might be like, oh, hang on, I don't wanna sell my stuff. That's not what I'm talking about. So there is this kind of untapped world of dropshipping, right? Everyone's heard about dropshipping and they think about Amazon and they think about dropshipping onto their own Shopify and they think about all those things, right? But they forget that there's a platform that does commerce like eBay that does like billions of dollars a year, right? And right now, because the competition is so, let's say, overseas focused, meaning there's a lot of sales in different areas of overseas where you're interacting direct with the manufacturer, let's say in China, Taiwan, Singapore, wherever it is, right? But the time to delivery is really long, right? So it creates this kind of open market. And because there's been less competition recently, even those manufacturers that are direct to consumer, which is very unusual, I will be honest, I've been in this world as an engineer for a long time, it's very unusual to have that. They're pricing it as if they are maybe like a US-based company, so there's room on those numbers. All you have to do is create basically a eBay store, maybe have the back end of like a low level or free plan with an e-com, maybe a low level Shopify just as your middleman so you can manage the kind of the workflow of orders, but you can just hook up a drop shipping plugin through Shopify and then plug it straight into eBay. And you can honestly populate a lot of stuff and test a lot of products. This is something that's relatively untapped and I'm having a lot of success with. The margins on your sales are not gonna be great, but volume is king, right? If you do your calcs, and I've made videos on how to price products for drop shipping, if you follow your calcs correctly, even if your margins are low, as long as your volume is high, you'll bring in a lot of money. This alone will get you to $1,000 a month. This alone will get you to $10,000 a month if you put the time in. It's truly just a timed effort, right? There's less luck here. It's just the amount of time and the amount of products that you can get on and compete in different areas and niches that you can compete in. That's our final one. Go out, make your money, get passive income. If these feel like a lot of work, tough, because they're the easiest things you can do to get passive income, and anyone telling you anything in between, it's BS. Don't listen to it. It's a scam. They're trying to get something from you. There's no such thing as like true passive income. At some point, you're gonna have to put the work in. These three things are just what I think have the highest ROI on the work that you're gonna put in and the longest output for payout.